MBAI.
The 5 most dangerous moments in the history of the India-Pakistan conflict. 5. First War of 1947-1948. After the end of British colonial rule, a conflict over Kashmir erupted between India and Pakistan. Fighting began immediately after the partition of India into 2 independent nations. This was the first major armed confrontation between the neighboring countries. Indian and Pakistani forces engaged in fierce battles along the border. The conflict left a deep mark on bilateral relations. It resulted in the division of Kashmir into areas controlled by each country. Thousands of civilians were displaced due to the violence. It laid the foundation for future conflicts over the same issue. 4. Second War of 1965. Tensions over Kashmir escalated into a new war in 1965. Violent battles took place across several regions between Indian and Pakistani forces. Modern combat methods and advanced tactics were employed. This war revealed both sides' readiness for full-scale military escalation. It caused significant human and material losses on both sides. A ceasefire was brokered through international mediation with no major territorial changes. However, it deepened hostility and increased long-term tension. Border disputes and instability continued to simmer afterward. 3. 1971 War and the creation of Bangladesh. This was the deadliest war in the history of the India-Pakistan conflict. It began due to the uprising in East Pakistan and demands for independence. India intervened to support East Pakistan's bid for sovereignty, leading to full-scale war. It resulted in Pakistan's defeat and the emergence of Bangladesh as an independent state. The war further heightened political and military tension between India and Pakistan. Heavy weaponry and widespread violence marked the conflict. It left deep scars in the relationship between the two nations. It also led to a massive refugee crisis and humanitarian tragedies. 2. Kargil Conflict of 1999. In 1999, Pakistani forces infiltrated Indian positions in the mountainous Kargil region. The goal was to regain control over disputed territory in Kashmir. The battle involved fierce clashes under extremely harsh conditions. India eventually reclaimed the occupied positions. This crisis sharply escalated military tension between the two nations. It was the first major military confrontation after years of relative calm. It significantly affected peace negotiations in the region. Kargil remains a dark chapter in the history of the conflict. 1. 2001 Attack on the Indian Parliament. In December 2001, militants from Pakistan carried out an armed attack on the Indian Parliament. This attack marked a dangerous escalation in the conflict between the two countries. It led to heightened military alertness along the border. The attack caused casualties and severely impacted India's national security. It intensified political and military tensions between India and Pakistan. A military standoff and major diplomatic strain followed the incident. This moment was a critical turning point in their relations. It disrupted the peace process and led to increased security measures.
MBAI.